All right, let's rip through some here. I'll go Alexander, the corner from Louisville. I thought he helped himself as much as anybody in the entire combine. A little over 5'10", 196 pounds, runs a 4.38 40. Are you kidding me? He was flying, and then had a phenomenal field workout to go with that 40 time. So I thought he was somebody that was in that middle, late first round. Buck, I wouldn't be surprised he's a top 15 pick.
I mean, really excited. He lit it up. He was outstanding. There's a lot of energy, a lot of buzz about him. He brings it on the field. Another guy who brought it, how about Mike Giuseki, the tight end from Penn State? We had talked about him being a matchup nightmare at the next level. We knew his background as a volleyball player and a basketball player in high school. He put all of those skills to use. Talking about a guy who had an over 40-inch vertical jump. You saw the athleticism. When you think about him being a matchup nightmare down in the red zone, his size, his length, his box-out skills, he could be a dynamite pro. I think he's now in the conversation as a top 45 pick.
Yeah, big-time athlete there at Penn State. How about B.J. Hill from NC State? All the talk about his teammate Bradley Chubb. B.J. Hill almost stole the show, over 6'3", 311 pounds, ran a sub 540 at 4.99, and then you look at what he did on the bench press, 35 reps. And even the three-cone, Bucky, a change of direction agility drill, he had a faster three-cone time than his teammate, the edge rusher, Bradley Chubb, at 7.28. So I thought overall outstanding day for B.J. Hill.
You know, continuing to talk about guys that are rising up the charts. How about Will Hernandez from UTEP? 6'2", 327 pounds. Very impressive and explosive in drills. We knew he was a guy that could play. He was tough. He was rugged. Did a great job at the Senior Bowl. But then when you see him work, 5.15 40 time, then he throws it up 37 times on the bench. You talk about big, stout, physical, a nasty guy. Then you add in the athletic traits. He has a chance to be a top 20 pick for a team looking for a guard.
Yeah, his stock is way up. How about Hayden Hurst, the tight end from South Carolina? I thought the field drills, he established himself as the most athletic and most consistent tight end. And then you match that up with the testing numbers. Over 6'4", 250 pounds, ran a 4.67, which is outstanding. So I love his toughness on the field. And, man, I loved his athleticism in Indy.
You know, another guy who showed outstanding athleticism that doesn't really get talked about a lot, Duron Payne, the defensive tackle for Alabama. When you look at this guy, 6'2", 311 pounds, 4.95, 40-yard dash, pumped out 27 reps on the bench. I knew he was a really good player. I thought he was a rock-solid run defender. But now you see the athleticism. Maybe he becomes a guy that can give you a little more. He certainly helped himself at the Combine. Now we're going to talk about some guys who didn't have great performances at the Combine. DJ, whose stock is down after the week of work in Indianapolis?
Well, I'll take the obvious one from the whole week is Orlando Brown, the big tackle from Oklahoma. Look, his game's not about athleticism. It's about size and power, and you watch him on the field, you see that. It's over 6'7", 345 pounds, but the testing numbers, they were not kind. 5.85 in the 40, a 19.5-inch vertical, a 6'10 broad jump. The athleticism is lacking, and that's a little bit of a cause for concern around the league.
Yeah, certainly a big cause for concern. Didn't perform well. When you see a big body like that and you can't move, and then it's soft and he doesn't have a lot of explosive strength, it is hard sometimes to sell him in meeting rooms. Another guy that may be hard to sell as a first-round pick, Jordan Lasley from UCLA. You like some of the things that he does on tape. He's a big play receiver, did a great job working with Josh Rosen. But then when you look at the way that he performed in this workout, 4.50 40, which isn't necessarily bad. But when you couple that with the drops that showed up in the workouts and the 20-plus drops that he's had the last couple seasons, it is hard to buy into him as a number one pick. I believe he still goes in the top 50. I just can't get as excited about him as I once was.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. How about Josh Jackson? And this is just kind of nitpicking here because I thought with a great workout, Josh Jackson could have launched himself up in that top 10 or 12 discussion in this draft. A big corner from Iowa, over 6 feet, 196 pounds. Ran a 4.56, which isn't terrible at that size. Actually jumped well at 38, but I thought the field workout for him, man, I was disappointed. I love the way he high points the ball, but I thought through some of the movement drills, just didn't see that snap, didn't see that explosiveness that you wanted to see. He even had to, got some things wrong and had to come back and start some drills over again. So I thought now you're talking about more of a mid-late first-round type guy. Missed opportunity to really launch himself up the board.
Yeah, missed opportunity, especially when so many other defensive backs were lighting it up and they look really good in drills. Josh Jackson has some work to do to kind of turn around his stock and reverse his fortunes, but he's not alone. His teammate, Josie Jewell, also has some work to do. I like Josie Jewell. I think he's productive. He's a tackling machine, but it's hard to sell a linebacker that runs above 4.70. 4.82 40 for Josie Jewell. tough to get him tough to buy into him as a Mike linebacker at this level, particularly as a high pick. The movement skills weren't great. I think his best opportunity to make it as a player in the league, he's going to have to be instinctive and productive just based on what he sees. Athletically, he falls short. I think that is going to hurt him on draft day.
Yeah, no question. Big on instincts, maybe a little bit short on the athleticism. Rashaan Golden from Tennessee, the corner, is one of my favorite players in the draft. He's over 6 feet, he's 197 pounds. But kind of missed that magic number. Ended up running a 4.61 in the 40, which set off some alarms. And then you look at the vertical jump at 30 inches, really kind of lacks that explosiveness. Now, I'm not giving up on him. I think he's a day one starting nickel, but I do think you see him slide just a little bit for teams hoping he could survive out there on the outside.
You know, and thinking about guys who could struggle on the outside, Tavaris McFadden from Florida State hurt himself because he confirmed the questions about his speed deficiencies. 4.67 in the 40. Didn't light it up when it came to the athletic drills. Not necessarily explosive enough to play man-to-man at the next level. I like what he brings to the table, his length, but he's going to have to be a zone corner, particularly in a cover 2 scheme. He has some ball skills, but inconsistent tape with a slow athletic performance at the combine makes it hard to sell as an early